Every human has a fundamental right to safe water. This universal truth is rooted in the unique role that water plays in the daily lives of people. From the most basic use of water to its broader significance, which shapes our socio-cultural needs, including the performance of religious and cultural rites such as ablution, baptism, and traditional festivals centered on the sanctity of water. Even with huge water bodies including freshwater sources surrounding it, 1 in 3 Africans lacks access to clean and adequate water supply. In most countries of the continent, budgetary allocation to the water sector is abysmal, and African governments on the prodding of the World Bank and international financial institutions are being encouraged to adopt various models of privatization based on promises of loans. But the question is privatization a way out? From Cameroon to Gabon, from Ghana to Mozambique and Tanzania, the list goes on, bearing glaring examples of failed urban water privatization projects. Madam Bisi Fasasi, a resident of Ekpe community in Lagos State, Nigeria, like many women, is culturally saddled with the responsibility of ensuring that her family has access to water for daily use. Yet, this seemingly straightforward task is complicated by a myriad of challenges. She regularly has to resort to using her family's meager resources to pay exorbitant costs for water from commercial sellers without any certainty regarding the quality of the water she gets for the safety of her family.
Kan ṣàánú wa kan jọ̀ọ́ o torí Ọlọ́run omi ń tẹ́ wa omi odò ò dáa kò ṣeé mu ìgbà míì pàpàtà bá pọn a máa ṣe ìjà lọ́mù sí ká tó lè fi fọ nǹkan táǹkì tí mo rà rí tí mo fi ń romi omi mọ́tò 2,000 là ń rà ìgbà mẹ́wọ̀n ní mọ́tò máa ní 2,500 ní tepo bá ti wọ́n ìjọ́ kẹta la máa tún polómi pé kó wá ta omi fún wa torí a máa fọṣọ a máa ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ kàn ṣàánú wa o ká máa rómi ló kì í ṣe pé máa kàn máa gbá wa sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ tí bò bá ti dé tẹ́ máa sọ pé owó wà níbì kan á gbà yẹn mọ́ kàn ṣomi fún wa omi làbùwẹ̀ omi làbùmu kò sẹ́ni tó bómi ṣọ̀tá.
Mo ń bẹ àwọn ìjọba mo ń rọ̀ wọ́n kì í ṣọ̀rọ̀ ìgbéraga ní pé kò sí omi nílùú wa ń bí báyìí ẹ̀yin ẹ wo odò wa yìí tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ ojú báyìí lọ tó ló fẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n ní tí wọ́n ṣe títì wa yìí ló di rádaràda báyìí ṣùgbọ́n bó ṣe di rádaràda tó a ní ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì inú ẹ̀ náà láti ń fọṣọ ọ̀nà là ń pọn ṣùgbọ́n kò ṣeé mu yẹn la ṣe ń ké pe àwọn ìjọba pé kán jọ torí tọlọ́run kán rí owó tàwa mẹ̀kúnnù kán ṣe omi yìí fún wa wọ́tawọ́sì tán láwọn ṣe ó ti bàjẹ́ láti bí 20 years kò dá rárá kán ronú sí gbogbo ìtọ́ àwọn gọ́fẹ́ǹtì tún ṣe sádùúgbò gbogbo ẹ̀ ló ti bàjẹ́ àrómi ní àrómi lò omi iná kẹ̀tẹ́ yóò bá rí omi lò kò sí nǹkankan fáàrí pápá ò pé ẹ̀yìn ẹ̀wò láti àárín ìlú wa nísìn ká tó rìn débi bàyà máa rìnrìn 30 minutes ǹjẹ́ káwa tó gbèdélé ṣáàtì níṣẹ́ láàgùn gbogbo àwa táwa ń pọ̀ gbogbo àti kẹ̀gẹ̀kẹ̀gẹ̀ àlàáfíà tó wà ká má ṣe mí yẹn la ṣe ń bẹ àwọn ìjọba kan ṣomi fún wa láàárín ìlú.
ẹjọ́ omi ń jẹ wá ń yà gidigidi ìyá omi ń jẹ wá because ọ̀nà jíjìn ni àwọn ọmọ tí ń lọ ń pọn mi wá fún omi tí wọ́n dẹ̀ ń pọn fún wa náà rèé à ń rómi gidi lò tábà tí fi álọ́ọ̀mù sí omi yẹn ò ṣe é lò fún wa láti fọṣọ ọmọ mi náà ni ó ń bọ̀ láti odò yẹn omi náà ni wọ́n pọn sínú báfù yẹn ẹ̀ẹ́bómi náà ṣe rí kò ṣe é fọṣọ láì jẹ́ pé bí a ṣe la fi álọ́ọ̀mù sí níbi ìjọba ẹ̀kọ́ àwọn àfẹ́ mú.
Women and girls almost always are responsible for collecting water for their families, spending nearly 200 million hours per day. This same story is the reality for residents of Ikorodu community.
So ibi báyìí omi tí community wa mú leléyìí ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ rí ẹ̀rí àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀bọ yẹn ṣeré nínú ẹ̀ tí ò dẹ̀ yẹ kó máa rí bẹ́ẹ̀ omi téèyàn mu ó fa àwọn sickness àwọn àrùn tí ò yẹ kí èèyàn máa tí ò yẹ kéèyàn kó wà lára rárá so ṣẹ̀sírí sí yìí omi bíbà yìí òun ni a mú a ní omi ní community wa kò sí kankan níbẹ̀ so ẹ jọ̀ọ́ nítorí Ọlọ́run ẹ ṣàánú wa ní bíbà yìí omi yóò dáa fún health general ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ èèyàn ló wà níbẹ̀ sickness ni omi yìí ń fà fún everybody ẹ jọ̀ọ́ Ọlọ́run á ràn wá lọ́wọ́ ẹ ṣàánú wa abẹ̀yìn ni.
We don't have water. We take water from the well. No, we dig boreholes. Since the inception, which have been within this community for over years. I was born and brought up within this community, and I have never seen government implementing borehole, potable water within this community.
Sustainable and equitable access to safe drinking water remains a challenge in many countries of Africa. In Nigeria, with over 86% of Nigerians lacking access to a safely managed drinking water source, this problem is compounded by poor funding of public water infrastructure and lack of equitable access, leaving communities to choose from only two options: unsafe water or expensive water. While the impact of water scarcity can be felt by all, no one suffers more than the most vulnerable: women, children, and persons with peculiar needs.
Kuma bayan haka a matsayina na ya mace, a matsayina na uwa, gaskiya muna wahalan ruwa a anguwa Balakaze. Domin wani lokaci musamman kaman bana nan da ana aikin gyaran hanyar nan na British, an sizi mana pump gaba daya, bayan da zaka yi ka samu ruwan pompo. Bohol ma ba mu da shi, wani lokaci ma sai dai mu gangara a rafin nan saboda baka da kuɗin da zaka siya ruwa ma ka yi wanke-wanke, da ruwan rafin nan muke diba mu yi wanke-wanke. Wani lokaci mu gangara kai, most times ba wani lokaci ba, ruwan rafin nan duk da kazantan shi da shi muke wanki da shi, wanda in aka ce wani babba ko gwamnati su diba ruwan nan ma ko a fulawan gidansu su sa ba su da shi ba, amma da shi muke amfani da shi. Wani lokacin ya kure baka da kuɗin da zaka siya ruwan ma, ya zama maka dole ka je ka diba wancan ruwan ne ka dafa ka dumama ma yara su yi wanka. Wani lokaci kana wanki ka gan wa'ensu da basu damu da ko ruwan ya yake ba, sai ka gan kazanta na wuce, wani lokaci ka gan ana kashi kusa da rafin.
Muna samun ruwa rijiyoyi da kogi, muna shan wahala ruwa. Za mu je ruwa kamar karfe 1 na safe ko na rana, sai dare ya yi mu dawo. Muna shan wahala ruwa, ba mu samun ruwa ba. Ga yaran mu ma sun gagara tafiya makaranta saboda rishin ruwa, don su je su nemo ruwan abinci. Ga munan dai muna wahala, ba mu samun ruwa sosai ba. Ko kana zuwa ga gwamnati yana roko ya dan taimaka mana da ruwan sha tsawon lokacin da ba za mu samu ba.
Ina magana game da rashin ruwa, yadda rashin ruwa ya sa har na yi bari na wata 4. Za mu je da nesa da safe, mun tashi za mu je da nesa neman ruwa, kafin nan mu dawo yamma yayi, kuma sai ka yi sa'o 2 ko 3 kafin nan ka iya aiki da ruwan ko yi abinci da shi wanda zai biya maka bukata a gida na randin.
The continent of Africa has become a major target for corporations and institutions seeking to extract profit from our natural resources and essential services at the expense of the African people, and especially poor communities, women and girls, and those living in rural areas.
See my keke, this keke, I dey go wash and bill. I will tell you, go fit take wash. I no go fit take this glabo or this sign wash am. I no go fit do. I go spend my motor. Only water we go take wash my motor, wash my everything. Our water is good. See, you are here. You go see, say you are here. The smell. Come. You can't smell. You see, if you get water now, then you push am, then you go see, say all make clear for you. Water they need. Everybody need. Like it is said. Go see, say the cry. If you give them water now, then you happy. Everybody need water. Water they serious. They are the talk to everybody. Everybody they hear me. You know say water they good pass everything. Water they serious. So right now I dey here. They are there. Water they are good stuff. We are still kind of prepared. They are good. First again slow. I didn't say business. I matter. I cook for my new bag. I matter. I hit me. And so that we see. I'm like, I would do the one year. You are the you are trouble. You need to.
Multi-billion-dollar corporations and their wealthy shareholders, mostly based in the global north, have made riches from privatizing community water systems across the globe. Water privatization transfers ownership or control of a water system from a public entity to a private one, most often for profit, thereby ripping off the people. There's no question that water systems throughout the world need robust investment. However, privatization is not the way to go.
Par rapport à la privatisation, donc vraiment c'est un problème que c'est un problème très délicat. Parce que l'eau, pour le développement d'abord, il faut qu'il y ait l'eau. Hein? l'eau, la santé, l'éducation, c'est ça d'abord la base de développement. Hein? Si maintenant on privatise l'eau, parce que dans des localités, quelqu'un qui veut le demander 200 francs, là, il n'arrive pas à donner, et pas qu'il n'a pas vraiment la volonté de donner, c'est la pauvreté, il n'arrive pas, il n'a pas ces 200 francs. Donc, dire que vraiment qu'on privatise l'eau, qu'on met un montant que vraiment que les gens vont payer, exiger les gens pour qu'ils vraiment avoir accès à l'eau, vraiment c'est un problème. C'est vraiment un problème. Mais avec le comité de gestion qu'on a, avec le petit forage qu'on a, on a un comité de gestion qu'on fait payer par ménage 200 francs par mois.
India magamshan mido hadembo mido mi di wolugo par rapport à l'andiam, surtout à l'école primaire et l'école maternelle ndiam wala useni no in watta pani wada daidai heba bukoy amin heba ndiam ngam ndiam dum kujelo c'est la vie, l'eau c'est la vie. Ngam to ndiam wala l'école bukoy jangan no be suklan yargo ndiam salte den nawa be redu jango be warata l'école, surtout bukoy pet la école maternelle in la rahalam.
The push of African communities against the capture of public water resources is one that has reinforced the power of collective struggles and establishes the need for solidarity across board. Comrades and friends across the globe are standing collectively with African communities to uplift our demands for public ownership of water resources and ultimately water justice for all.
I'm Patty Lynn, the Executive Director of Corporate Accountability here in the United States. We're a global campaign organization, and I'm here to say that we are with you. The fight for the human right to water is one of the most important of our lifetime, completely interconnected with the fight for democracy across the African continent, here in the United States, and all around the world. The work that you are leading on the African continent is inspiring us all around the world to walk forward, to keep this fight growing stronger, and I know that together we will win.
Hi everyone, my name is Neil Gupta and I'm the Water Campaign Director at Corporate Accountability, calling in from Boston in the United States. And I'm honored to be standing in solidarity with you all as part of the Our Water, Our Right Africa Coalition as we kick off this second annual Week of Action Against Water Privatization. Right now, 1 in 3 people around the world don't have enough safe water to meet their daily needs. There is an entire multi-billion-dollar industry that aims to exploit our need for water to profit. Multinational private water corporations like Veolia and Suez, with the backing of institutions like the World Bank, have their sights set on taking control of water systems across the world, from here in the United States to across the African continent and beyond. And when water systems are privatized, it's all too often followed by unaffordable tariff hikes, labor abuses, broken promises, and degraded service. And making matters worse, these contracts can be decades in length, meaning that the decisions made today will have an impact for generations to come. But we have what they will never have: the power of people coming together to demand what is right. And that's what makes the work of the Our Water, Our Right Africa Coalition so important. And we are here with you. Thank you for your ongoing commitment to this essential work.
It is not natural or a given that people don't have access to water. It is caused by political and economic structures, and that also means that we can change this. The privatization of water is simply another form of neocolonial control and extraction, and that's why I stand in solidarity with Corporate Accountability Public Participation Africa as they convene a week of action with organizations and activists across Africa under the banner of Our Water, Our Right Africa Coalition.
In these collective demands of African people, the communities, something is very clear, that the people are making a statement for governments of African countries to reject all forms of corporate control of water and privatization of water services. People are calling for their governments to rise to the obligation to respect, protect, and fulfill the human right to water for all people by prioritizing robust public investment and ensuring meaningful public participation in water governance.